Welcome back. Prime Minister Lawrence Wong says the future of Singapore will be shaped by the hopes and dreams of every Singaporean. He encourages the public to express them in the SG60 flagship event that showcases the country's past, present and future through AI. Now, Mr. Wong was speaking at the launch of Heart and Soul at Orchard Gateway. Exhibits involve insights from more than 110 private and public sectors. The public can enjoy the installations on the first floor, which display Singapore's bygone days and imagine its future. On the upper levels, participants can write in their aspirations and navigate more detailed renditions of Singapore's past and future through personal avatars.
And we hope this constellation of dreams will inspire all of us to work together as one team to turn our collective dreams into reality. So that even in this troubled and turbulent world, we can have confidence that we are able to chart our own course and shape our own destiny. And we can build a better Singapore with the same heart and soul that got us here today.
The experience is not just about the technology. It is about how technology can help us appreciate our history, but also help us to take a peek into the future. It was definitely also about how we can enable every Singaporean that takes part in the experience to have a voice and to be able to see their role in the evolving story of Singapore.
People can sign up online for the upper level exhibits, though organizers say entries for the first week are almost filled up, with the weekend oversubscribed. More slots will be rolled out until the end of the exhibition in December. And here to share more on the showcase are two members on the creative panel of the SG60 Heart&Soul Experience. We have Executive Creative Director Jean Tan and Multimedia Director Brian Gothong Tan. Jean, Brian, welcome to Singapore tonight. Thanks for being here with me.
Thanks, Shah.
So, first of all, Jean, talk to us about the inspiration behind this SG60 Heart&Soul exhibit as the flagship SG60 event. I mean, what makes it the centerpiece of the celebration?
Yeah, so we wanted to create the most personal national exhibition ever. And I don't want to be over-dramatic, but the thinking for this started more than 10 years ago when I was doing SG50.
Okay,
so at that time, the team thought, can we create an exhibition that is different for every visitor, super personalized, so that everyone who comes gets a different experience? At that time, it wasn't quite possible with the technology. But now with Gen AI and led by hundreds and hundreds of designers, artisans and librarians, we're able to create this.
So it's really 10 years in the making.
In the thinking, and 2 years in the making.
Okay. And as you know, Minister Joseph Intio also said, you know, the experience is not just about technology, but how has AI really helped us to understand our past and future and present as well?
Yeah.
Better?
So first of all, Shah, it is led by humans.
Okay.
Yeah. Human first, yeah. So the hundreds of people that I talked about, they created a lot of the assets, the archetypes, 125 archetypes. They created a lot of settings, like 3,000 over settings, can you imagine? But with Gen AI, we're able to create 3.5 million permutations.
Wow.
So with these permutations, a person can see a day in their future come alive.
That's great. And I believe there are also several distinct segments to this whole experience, right? Brian, let's bring you in here. How were they conceptualized and made in the first place?
I mean, one of the key highlights, maybe I'll talk about some of the key highlights, so because it's better to explain through what you will experience. So the biggest highlight is windows in the sky. That's where you'll see floor to ceiling screens, and it's kind of wrapped around you, and you'll encounter through your avatar the city of tomorrow, Singapore in the future. Yeah, and then one of the most dramatic finales that we've created is when you will see a 24-second trailer of a day of your life in the future.
That really sounds interesting. I mean, we just by the numbers alone, we understand that more than 90% of slots for the opening week of the showcase have been booked.
Yes.
With the opening weekend slots already oversubscribed. Are you surprised at all with the reception?
Not really. I think Singaporeans are quite game for new experiences and free experiences, which are interesting and quite immersive, you know. Yeah.
Okay, and I believe, Jean, you and your team worked with more than 110 partners to put this exhibit together. I suppose it required a lot of teamwork, a lot of collaboration. So what were some of the challenges and the opportunities when working with partners across the globe, across the people, private and public sectors?
Yeah, so one way we could do this is that everybody has their pride of place. But honestly, Shah, that would be a super boring exhibition. One agency and one slot.
Sure.
So instead, we pull everything together into a giant data set, and from that, we can spin personalized futures for everyone, which Brian talked about earlier.
Yep.
So that way, every agency and everybody's aspirations come alive for each individual.
But how do you then navigate the differing visions or expectations across such a wide group?
Yeah, I think that's the magic of this experience.
Okay.
Is that with so many diverse futures, it comes together in the collective vision. Okay, plot spoiler. I'm going to say it first, plot spoiler. The dramatic finale of our showpiece called Windows in the Sky is when all the dreams come together. Every visitor dream comes together.
Right.
And you see all at once. And this everything, everywhere, all at once gives you a sensation of all the multiple futures that Singapore will have.
I would really love to see that in person.
You must come, Shah.
Yeah, I would. Of course, I would love to. And I believe there's also a non-ticketed segment, or rather experience.
Yes.
I believe that's on the first floor, Brian.
Yeah.
Why did the team decide to have two separate segments?
I mean, it's a very high traffic area, so we wanted to capture as much crowds as well. I mean, we created we call it a digital mural. It's a very long screen, and it's called Becoming Singaporean. And what we did was we created a procession of Singaporeans through the ages from 1900s all the way to 2025. And you see the Singaporeans evolving, and behind them are like archival images of Singapore throughout the ages as well.
And what sort of stories are you hoping to tell with each one?
I think we just want to remind Singaporeans where we came from and where we're kind of heading as well. Yeah.
We were looking at the use of immersive storytelling and generative AI here. So what do you hope visitors will take away from this whole experience, Jean?
Yeah, I just hope that they will find the future, not so Blade Runner and Tron, it's like cool and ice and steel, but something that's very warm. Yeah, so the color palette that we've chosen is a little bit of Wes Anderson crossed with Barbie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already imagining
it. That's what I'm wearing today, a little bit,
Yes.
And the whole idea is that while technology is used, it's used in the way that is almost invisible, because technology is supposed to assist you, not to take over. Okay. And that's the vision that we wanted to create for Singapore.
Brian, what about you? I mean, what kind of conversations are you hoping people will have for themselves,
I mean, I'm an artist that uses AI quite often and frequently. And through this project, I got to know that AI doesn't really express, it's not expressive. It does not have a soul. It's the humans that interact with it. So the way you interact with AI is totally different from the way I interact with AI. And everything is quite personal, actually.
And warm, as Jean mentioned, right? Okay, we also understand that selected elements of the exhibition will be repurposed to be part of the new Orchard Library when it reopens in 2026. So tell us more about what we can expect then.
Absolutely. So there are some installations, like there's something called Curiosity, which is about the past and future of landmarks that are important to Singapore. So that will be retained, so you can continue to explore these and things from the National Archives and the National Library. Windows in the Sky will also be retained in some form, and that's the one where you see the everything everywhere all at once. Right? We might repurpose it for something that's not just about the future. Yeah, but I'll hold that as a secret, so people will come and reopen.
I was hoping that you would share more. You expand on that. Okay, all right, and I believe we've reached the end of the conversation, and I guess, as PM said, this is why SG60 is not just a time of celebration, but also a time for reflection. So thank you both so much for coming in tonight. We've been speaking there with the creatives behind the SG60 Heart&Soul Experience, Executive Creative Director Jean Tan and Multimedia Director Brian Gothong Tan.